Okay, work all it.
It's a two-piece.
You can go to the ditch. I said I put it at the end. I need somewhere with a bigger surface.
Yeah. First change it's whatever, some bigger figure. The frequency, that's what is low. Just change it to a bigger figure.
So we are going to start with the drawing that we shared yesterday. It's one that you're going to move on with. So for those that can be able to open it, it's a bit heavy. We should consider trying to make sure it's openable. I'm hoping that everyone received the drawing. For those that don't have the drawing, please you raise up your hand and then we give you the drawing. But it was shared in the WhatsApp group. So for those that have the drawing open, the drawing is a bit heavy. What we are going to do, remember we reduced our frequency to a lower figure. That means that there are a lot of polygons within the drawing. Makes it very heavy. So if you're able to access it, you can increase the frequency to the normal frequency, which is 20, so that we reduce how many polygons that you're working with in the drawing. Okay. Equally, we are going to create regions where we're going to remove some bit of the assembly. Sorry, the corridor. I'm going to remove some bit of the corridor so that we deal with a very small section of the drawing. So I'm still having mine still loading a bit. Drawing can freeze and then I'm only using like 2 gigabytes. No wonder what's happening. I wanted to put an online there so that you can find a spot where you can model. But unfortunately, I'm going to close it. Can't wait this one.
first switch off object snap.
Yeah, I know.
Switch it off.
Object snap.
In the safe side. Snap from the surface, you finished. That's the system. So you're going to do junction design, eh?
Yeah, let's do junction design.
We're using yesterday.
Sorry?
On same video.
It's the same way.
We shared it on thinking. The same.
On WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Wally.
How many of us have the drawing open? I'm hoping that everyone has the drawing open, okay? So the first step we are going to do, we are going to reduce the frequency for the corridors. Since the drawing is, the polygons are too many, all the geometry within the drawings are too many. One, let's first remove our snap so that they don't really get stuck in there. If you remove our object snap, then we are going to continue to our corridors. We're going to click on the corridor. We come to the corridor properties. So once we access the corridor properties, we're going to be changing the frequency. So that reduces on how much we have. We're going to take this back to 20. So we're going to take this back to 20. Throughout 20. 20. So I've increased the frequency throughout to all of them to 20. Okay? Sorry, yeah, I've increased the frequency, sorry. So now the model becomes a little bit lighter afterwards. And just like you see, immediately we increase our frequency, the smoothness of the corridor reduces. Becomes a little bit junky, but it's okay, we can work with this. Are we good to go?
select if I maybe first X-ray for the image.
Sorry?
First X-ray for the image and then go final. Let's see.
Njikira nti olina okubeera ne remember things. Naturally, maybe you just remove these corridors entirely. Then I create new corridors. You can just remove these corridors entirely.
And
You create new corridors from scratch. They're going to be easy, but they're not going to be functional.
okay. It's okay.
So, we are suggesting that we are going to be modeling an intersection, but we are going to be remodeling the corridor from scratch. So I'm suggesting that perhaps we can remove this one, then we find a point where we're supposed to have a junction by importing in the images. We identify where we had an intersection somewhere along the road, then we revoke the corridor straight from that point, okay? Because now we have a corridor that is not going to be very functional while we are developing the intersection. So it's better if you model it from scratch. So I'm just going to delete this corridor. Then let's import in our images, just like we had last time. I hope everyone has the images. Okay? You remember the command?
Initially, I put the file with the image. I'm going to just extract the file with the images rather than bringing them with the file.
They have the images and they're very easy to bring in.
It's okay.
Everyone has the images, right? Right? Some of us don't have the images entirely. It's okay. It's okay, no more images. Well, is enough for them? I think it's enough for them. Is enough for them? There's a ZadeCAD. The images.
Okay.
Just make sure it doesn't go off. When it goes off, the passcode is data and damage. It's 2571. The folder is called ZadeCAD. Just type in Z, you go to the folder. So there is an area around here. This. Possibly there's another one around here. So we already have an existing alignment. That is the minor alignment. I'm just going to bring this at the front. You highlight if you can be able to view the alignment, for example this side, you can highlight the alignment, right click, go to object order, then bring to front. So that's now on top of, it's on top of the images. So the images are just helping us to understand where would we probably put an intersection in this case. Okay. Equally, I want a place whereby also my surface is part. For example, I think this would be the best spot to put that intersection. In this case, we have this area where we're expecting. Okay. There is also one around here, but the surface is also very small. There is around here, but the surface doesn't really go as deeper. So probably you can create for around here. Yeah, I think that is the best spot so far that we have for now. Are we on the same page? Do you love our surface and alignment on top of the images, right?
I wouldn't remember the image folders.
Let's use the images. The images I use are the ones in recent. Only those ones are enough. The images I use, they are the ones in the folder called recent. Are we there?
We are still looking for the images.
It was more.
You don't have them. Okay, even if you don't have them, perhaps we can. I was just trying to look for a location, but if you can find this area where the surface has a little bit of an extension on it, then you can work with that area, right? For those, for example, if there were no image around here, just look for an area that looks like this. Then you work with this area. Guys, I'm going to carry on. So we have one alignment, which is the main alignment. I'm going to adjust this alignment and push it further. This alignment was just imported, so I can't adjust it.
You can't put any of it. You can't edit it.
Can't edit it.
What edit it?
Let me just move it.
Go to the alignment folder, just go to shortcuts. I drop down for alignments. Select material line. And select source folder. Open source drawing there.
So I'm going to be creating another alignment that joins this alignment, which is another alignment that is connecting from the other road. Okay, so we are going to draw an object joining this area and turn on the object snap. and snap from here. Then I'm going to turn off the object snap again, and I'm going to draw an alignment along this area here. Press enter. So I'm going to adjust this object to somewhere around here. Let me turn on the snap. I'm going to make it join. So I'm anticipating for a better center of this area here. I'm anticipating where the center line is. Up somewhere there. I'm going to make this join, this alignment, this point, or perhaps actually let us just snap along this area. Could be easier for us to work with. Okay, so once we are done, we are going to create an alignment using an object. Okay, so let's create an alignment. This space is very, very tiny. Do you all have the alignment? Okay. So once you are done, you are going to come to alignment. Then you create an alignment from an object. Once you click on create an alignment from an object, you come and select the object. Click enter. So it's either you're heading this side or you can reverse. Okay. So I'm going to be coming from this side, heading to the main alignment. So I'm going to just press enter. I'm going to call this the minor alignment. The design style, we are going to still take the same like this other one. Then the rest is going to be, we can still leave the rest to be just like it was. Default values, click OK. Then you have another alignment just like this one. Okay. Hello, are we all fine? Okay, so I'm going to create other alignments here called connected alignments. So I'm going to come to my alignment, come to connected alignments. I'm going to connect an alignment from this one to this other alignment. Okay, then I'm going to choose which side I want to put that alignment. Either could be this side or could be this side. So I'm going to put it this side. Then I press enter. I can call this connected alignment 1, change the name to 1, press enter. So this is what we have. Then I'm going to create another one on the other side, choose connected alignment from this side. Oh, sorry. Connected alignment side and this other side. Choose the side you want to put it, enter. The curve that we are having so far is 250. There is what they call the overlap value. This is where the first alignment is connected to the next alignment, but the value, before it starts curving, the value will move with that same alignment before it starts curving. That is the overlap value. Don't click OK, and this is what we have so far. So what I was talking about, for example, from here up to here, that is the overlap value. Because this connected element is connecting to this alignment at this point up to this point here. Equally, this one is connecting to this alignment from here even up to here. So we have a value of 25 from here up to here. Okay, so I am assuming we all have our connected alignments. Okay, now as you can see, this one is already overlapping the surface, so we are going to reduce these parameters. So click on the alignment, right click, alignment properties, come to the parameters, then you are going to reduce its radius to about 15, then you apply and see if it has left the overlap. In this case it's almost there, so we can leave it the same way. So these alignments are just all dynamic objects. Once I move my alignment to a certain position, for example here, and say here, should be able to supposed to be able to adapt. The radius value for this one by default is 125. You can come and check at the parameter. Actually, this one is 78. Do you love this? Are we okay? Do you all have the connected alignments? Not yet. So once we have our connected alignments, we are going to now form offset alignments. So I'm going to come to create offset alignments. I'm going to select the one alignment, the main alignment. Then I'm going to offset these alignments. So we are going to be using 1, 1 then for both sides. So I'm going to have my offset alignment on one side and also created on the other side. And they're going to be at values of 3.5 meters, also another 3.5 meters. And click OK. So now I have our offset alignments. We're generally offsetting different alignments just from the main alignment. Okay. So I'm going to do the same for the other ones. So I'm going to create offset alignments. Also on these ones, I'm going to leave the parameters by default 3.5. So create another 3.5. Everything leave it by default, then click OK. So I'm going to have another offset alignment here. Then I'm also going to create another offset alignment along this area.
alignments are connected, it's not connecting to the other one, to the original one.
But you selected both ways. You can go there. Hello? Are we okay? Are we good to go? Do you have a connected alignment on all the alignments? Except I think I don't have one on this one, the offset alignment, sorry. Right? Um, are we okay? Okay, I'm going to carry on. So I'm also going to connect alignments from this side too. So I'm going to have offset alignments. Equally, you can select the alignment you want offset from. Then you click here. There's also an option for offset alignments. You highlight. I'm going to press the same values. So we're going to have something like that, okay? Now, as you can see, it's a little bit junky because there's not enough space for us to create the double-sided lens. So I'm going to be deleting one of the offset on one side, equally offsets on different sides, okay? So what I mean is that, as you can see, there's a lot of conflict within this area. So we are going to be creating an a junction where it is, for example, this side it only has one lane. Also, this side only has one lane. This one are going to be double lanes. Then this one is also going to have double lanes. So I'm going to delete offset on disconnected alignment on one side of it. Then I'm going to delete offset on one side of it. Then you're going to remain with something like this, okay? Are we there? Okay, so after we are done connecting our alignments, we are going to draw some polygons around here. Now, so this is the alignment 1 along this area. This is the second alignment. Now this is the double alignment that is connecting from the other side. For example, here and here, when you're connecting from the middle here, okay? So we are going to draw polygons that are supposed to be highlighting the islands along this area to demarcate the areas where we have the islands. So I'm going to use polylines, which are later going to become our targets. So I'm going to use polylines. You can turn on the object snap. So you click on the area, right? Now this is not a straight line per se. You are going to use arc. You come and connect to this area. So I'm done. I'm going to still use arc. Come and connect this area. As I'm done, I'm going to now come back and choose a line. Select a line, come and choose this area. These points whereby this is intersecting, they are all intersecting on the offset alignments. So you have this alignment. Remember we did one of the offset alignments, right? So let me first complete the polygon, then I explain a bit later. So I'm going to have this aligned with this area. Going to have this also aligned around this area. Guys, understanding? I hope everyone is okay. If you have any questions yet before we continue, please let us know. So what I did, I had my polyline, and I'm highlighting out the areas. I'm drawing a polyline tracing the areas where we expect to have our the arc. Okay, I'm going to do the polyline for this other side, okay? So, okay, this one may not really have a lot of curves per se. So let me delete this polygon and do it again. Select your polyline, come to the first point, make sure your snap for the object is on. Once it's on, you come to the beginning point where you have intersections. I hope you deleted one of the offset alignments, right? So I'm going to select where this offset alignment for the straight rod, the minor alignment, is having the intersection with this other offset alignment. So you select this area. So this is not a line, then you have options here for an arc. Do you see that option? I hope everyone can see it. Okay? So you select that arc option, you come and join. Now you're coming and join to this area where you're having this alignment, join with the offset alignment here. You select it. Right? Once you're done, we are going to use that same arc command and come and select it for this same area around here, where we are joining this alignment along this offset alignment. We'll select around here. Once we are done, now we need a line because this offset alignment is a straight line. So after, you can actually see here we have angle, center for polyline, direction, half, then we have line again. So I'm going to select line. I hope everyone has seen the line command, okay? Then you join that up to here. Once you're done, then just right click and press enter. So that now it's a full. Good thing with the polyline, once you close the end to the beginning, it becomes one object. Okay? However, its other extensions can be adjustable. For example, we are going to align this. We are going to stretch to the mid from the middle. We are going to use this middle point to stretch this offset, this polygon. Sorry, this polyline.
What's the icon? I can't see it here.
Okay. So I'm going to draw the polyline on the other side. So for example, we first highlight the snap tool, come and select the joining of one area. Then, for example, once you've selected and the polyline is active, right? You look at these options down here. In these options, on this list of the options, and there the arc. If that option is not there, it's okay. You can just type in A, right, to mean arc. Then you click enter. Then the arc tool will activate. That should simplify the journey. So once I have that, I'm going to connect this arc to the next point here. Once I have that, then I'm going to connect. I'm going to come back to a line. You can equally use the word L or line. Type in L, enter. Then connect this point up to here. Then again come to arc. Type in A, enter. Then connect this arc to this last point. And right click, enter. Then you have your polyline. Then you adjust the polyline to adjacent points of interest. For example, this one I can see use the for tools. Use the middle gizmos to adjust. They're called gizmos. So you can use these middle gizmos to adjust the polyline to whatever you want. You stretch the polyline to whatever section that you want. For example, this. However, if you're stretching it to points that don't have really a lot of intersections, if you have some bit of intersection, it's okay, then better. But with points that don't, with an alignment that doesn't have intersections, you first turn off this snap tool. Then you align the alignment to somewhere that is almost as close to the alignment of interest. So now we have highlighted out the points of interest. Are we okay? Sorry? You're doing the second one?
The second island.
Sorry? Where it is? Yes.
I did it with
The second one, we are joining the second one. It's between this offset alignment and this alignment, the connected alignment, then with this offset alignment. The procedure for drawing that one should use the same. Have you drawn this other one? Yes, if you drawn that other one, then you're supposed to be able to draw this one. Pretty it's the same thing. So just joining the polyline from here up to here. However, there are only 2 points where I use the arc. From here up to here, I use the arc. Then from here up to here, I use the line. And from here up to here, I use the arc. Once you join, you right click, enter, then you have your polyline. Guys, are we good to go? Anyone finding difficulties? Someone is finding difficulties?
If you could start the processing of creating the islands.
The islands.
I was going like
I'm going to draw one last polyline, right? Everyone should pay attention so that you can be able to move on. Especially the second one. Okay. So I'm going to delete this. Okay, let's draw together. Click the polyline. Make sure your snap is on. Snap at the beginning, one of the side, right? So it depends, this side or this side. We can start with this side, right? So once you start with that side, this is a little bit of a curved area, so we are going to use arc. So once I'm done, I'm going to connect this point where this other alignment is connecting to the offset alignment, that area. Once you are done, now this one is straight, so I'm going to use a straight line. So I'm coming to line, or just type in L, enter. Now if you are having a line, snap that line there. Then now here is a little bit of a curve, so we are going to use an arc. So type in A, enter. Now an arc is active. Come and just join. Don't mind about how the radius is behaving. Just join the last point to this. Once you have it joined, as you can see, my radius is just, well, my radius is just different. So when I'm done, I'm going to right click, enter, right? Then after, once it's done, now it is one object. You can come to these gizmos. For example, adjusting this one to this alignment, aligning it properly. Let's come to these gizmos, but make sure, sorry, before you do that, make sure your snap is off, okay? If your snap is off, come here, adjust these gizmos. If you stretch the polyline to meet this area here, almost somewhere here, now we have aligned it to that alignment. Then you're going to do the same for this one. Come to this gizmo, stretch the polyline up to this point here. Then you are good to go. Okay? I hope everyone, we're having the same points, right? Anyone we've left behind? Okay. So after we are done there, we're going to do what they call masking of the alignment. Masking is generally making some parts of the alignment not to appear, right? So we are going to first of all mask this area. We don't want to see this alignment from here. Remember, we want to see a road from this area coming this side. So we are going to be masking these areas and outer areas, much important. Okay? So we are going to mask this offset alignment. You click on the offset alignment, right click, come to alignment properties. Then you come to what they call mask, which is the third option on the menu bar. Okay? So click on this add button. Once you click on this add button, make sure your snap is on. We are going to perform a transparent command where you come to this snap button. Since this one is still active, you click on this snap button. We want to snap to the beginning of this offset alignment where it's connecting to this other part. So if you're using the same style, you should be able to have something like this. For those that have something like this, or if you're moving along this offset alignment, they're supposed to be where they are snapping for you. That's where the intersection is. So I'm going to snap from here. That is the first point I'm snapping from. Then I'm going to snap to another point which is around here. So let me do that again. I'm going to snap from here. Sorry. Let's snap from here. Then choose a second point. Snap around here. Sorry. Once you've snapped, That's supposed to bring a region that you've snapped on. Once I click apply, that area of the alignment will disappear. If I click OK, as you can see, we have an active offset alignment, but this area here has been masked. Like you can't just see it. It has been hidden in this case. So, as you can see, this area of the alignment is hidden. This offset alignment from here up to here, this area is hidden, okay? Have we all been successful in masking? We are doing it once so that the other ones you can just go through, okay? Okay. So we are going to also mask this one and also mask this other one. Only this other two. So let's do the same process. However, this one you are going to mask from the beginning to somewhere where it's joining this offset alignment. So you highlight the alignment, right click, come to alignment properties. You're going to go to the snapping tool, sorry, the masking tool, which is the third option on the menu bar. Click on add region. I'm going to snap from the beginning. I'm assuming that your snap tool is still active. I'm going to start from the beginning, come to the end, where this is snapping to this offset, which is somewhere around here. You click enter. Once I apply, click OK. That area has disappeared. As you can see, my area that has been snapped, it is discontinuous in this area. That means that I snapped a point that was over. So I'm going to remove that value. I'm going to right click, come back to my alignment properties. I'm going to delete this region, apply. I'm going to mask that again. So come here to snap the first point, then come and look for the joining point, which is around here. Click here, then apply. So you have masked that area. So you have something that is like that. So I'm going to do the same for this one too. Click on the alignment, right click, go to alignment properties, add a snap region, come from the beginning of this offset alignment, then come up to this where this alignment joins the other, which is almost at the end point of it, around here. Click apply, click OK. So now you have something that looks like a junction, okay? So these are the areas of our interest. These are the islands in this case. Are we good to go? Anyone having issues with masking? Are we good? Now the next part is for curving, right? Making sure we have curved edges. However, since these ones also they usually have transitions. For example, curves coming from this side, heading this other side. Joining, for example, if a car is coming from this side and heading this side, can be able to use this area here. Okay. Then we have cars that are coming from this side, going this other side, also use this area. So we are going to use vehicle tracking for illustrating how cars behave along these points. So I'll come to my vehicle tracking. Then I will come to my auto drive. Unfortunately, most of us don't have vehicle tracking installed. but we are going to work on that. Let me just demonstrate the behavior of cars. So once I click on vehicle tracking, I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to come to the libraries. Now vehicle tracking has libraries for almost all automobiles, including airplanes, tractors, small cars, trailers, and everything else. Okay? So even now planes, ambulances, military trucks, almost everything, and they are categorized by the country of manufacturing. Okay. So for example, here we are going to use depends on the functionality of the road. If it's an access road, there is the cars that are designed for that road. Okay. So for example, this is a highway. We'd expect the biggest truck to be almost a trailer in this case. So you can come to this search bar and you type in the trailer, and enter. So I don't know if you can find a trailer in here. So you have some trailers. I want to activate. Sorry, let me do that again. So there's this area here. Does anyone have vehicle tracking installed?
I think in your case, it needs activation.
Okay,
So we shall open it.
it's okay. So here we just click on the library. So I'm going to go back to my section. So the trailer I'm going to be using looks like this. Okay. I don't know if you cannot be able to see, and I don't think I can adjust the view mode very precisely, but it's a trailer. Take it as gospel truth. I can't highlight it, unfortunately. Let me try to zoom in. I can't really zoom in. They used blue to work around it. It will be going to a lot of settings to make sure that it can be seen, okay? But it's a trailer. So we are going to demonstrate with the trailer. I'm going to click OK. Then once I've selected the trailer, I'm going to come where they call auto drive. And then my scales are going to be in 1 meter. If I'm driving, it's going to be 1 meter, the paths, everything else. I'm going to click OK. So this is the trailer of interest. So I'm going to bring you the trailer. Then the first thing you're going to do is placing it along our alignment. For example, you're having a trailer that's going to be moving from this side, heading the other side. So I'm going to place it in the middle. Then I'm given the authority to orient it or to rotate it. For example, here I'm going to rotate it so that it's just almost aligned to the road, and now it's going to be facing the other side around. Okay, so I'm going to just make sure it's parallel within that lane. So once I click OK, they're going to give me still options of trying to control the display of my trailer. So the first option here is for moving it. If you're not okay with the position, like I can now move it forward, I can even move it backwards. I can make sure that it's almost in the middle here. So for example, here I can move to something like this. Sorry, let me move this again. Let me first turn off my snapping tool. So I'm going to move a little bit at the front, around here. Snap there, okay. Now if I'm not satisfied with the angle, I'll come here to orientation, which is the angle bit. Then I still move the angles. So for example, this one, I can still demonstrate by putting it somewhere there. So once you're okay, the rest of them is for either changing tires, things like orienting the head of it or something like that. You can even change the view, aspect view that you want to view it. For example, if you want to view this trailer in a 90 degrees, then you can orient it, which I don't want to go into right now. Then once you're done, at least if you have this position oriented properly and also the angle oriented properly, then you can proceed. Once you proceed, they're going to give you what they call a swift path, right? So you have what they call a swift path, and this is usually controlled by the behavior of the car. So for example, if the trailer is moving toward this area, and I moved to the first path there, and it's supposed to negotiate a certain corner here, so it's going to take the swift path, come around here, then it's going to negotiate that area, for example up to here. Then as you can see, it can proceed as long as the path is not okay. It's supposed to either proceed this side. Once you force it to proceed this side, it's going to make that path. Those are just the dynamics of the cars, okay? So I'm going to just back out a little bit. As you can see, we have congested our junction. We should have had maybe, this is the case where if you anticipate to have a junction around this area, you make sure that the surveyors pick a wider area for you to consider for a wider design for the corridors, okay? So now, for example, this path is not really coming out well, so I can just click, for example, at this last edge, so that's so that now I can go back and reassess my path. Because behavior is quite a bit different depending on who is driving the trailer. So I'll come maybe somewhere around here, take this path, take around this path. So take around this path. Then once I'm done, I can click OK. So this is the, if for example my eye line was coming up to here, I would have to curve it along this area by chamfering it along this area here, according to this curve, okay? So usually when you come into intersections and you're changing in direction for these other objects, it's quite a bit very hard to work around these areas. So there's another option. I'm going to delete this. Then I'm going to come back to my auto drive. So we're going to do the same. Place this area, orient it properly so that it's just prior to the alignment, then proceed. So as I approach this area here, there are other options. We have options where I can turn to a certain bearing. I have options where I can turn to a certain alignment. I have options where I can choose the minimum curve radius. I have options where I can choose the clearance offset. Okay. Now this area here, this is very difficult for me to align properly according to what I want, or according to how this is supposed to be moving. I'm going to select an alignment for me to choose. So I'm going to turn on to bearing, and I'm going to pick an alignment. Unfortunately, it has to be an offset alignment. So let me choose this one. Sorry, this one. Sorry, first cancel. So let me just have my offset alignments again for this one. Just bear with me for now. Count auto drive. So once I've already selected a default car, then every time I click auto drive, they can select for me that car. And proceed. Okay. So let me turn on bearing. Let me choose an alignment. This alignment. Sorry. Unfortunately for this drawing, it can't choose an offset alignment or any of the alignments. So I'm just going to use the hand-free method for me to trace the area of interest. So let me just do the same. Let's come and align it here. Then I'm going to move it somewhere in the middle. Then I'm going to proceed. Proceed. There could be other settings maybe I can be able to show you. You can actually even turn at an angle in this case. For example, at 90 degrees to this, it can always work as long as it's 90 degrees, as you can see. If I choose, say for example 60, it can always work on 60 degrees depending on what you have. If you know your angle, for example, you can choose maybe an angle of 45, right? They're telling me the current angles that we have. We have one of along this area is 45. Maybe this one possibly work around 40 something. 40. As you can see, this is going to be heavier. I think 40 can work for this area. So I'm going to click here. And I'm going to head. So this is how my swift path is going to behave. That the driver will come to reach this point, then turn, and then take this path. So for example, if this area here, let me first delete this offset alignment, sorry. If this area here was intercepted by this offset alignment, then would have chamfered to a different curve. Okay. So now we are going to have a swift path for a vehicle coming from this side going this side. Okay. So we are going to use the same vehicle and going to look at the behavior. So I'm going to align my vehicle this way around, then position it around here, but it's not actually, let me position it a bit up front around here. So I'm going to orient it so that is just parallel to the alignment of interest. In this case, this is alignment of interest, so I'm going to place it around here. Then I'm going to proceed now. So for example, if I'm making a swift path for coming from this side, going this side, as you can see, my behavior for my truck can't allow for this junction to happen because it's too sharp. Okay, as you can see. So you may be able to design the geometry, but when it reaches to implementation, you implement properly. But when it also comes to the behavior of the cars, you find that you're having problems with people turning along this area. So depending on the functionality of the road, you can be able to demonstrate. Okay. So as you can see, this is a very small junction for us to design around this area. That means that either it could have been wider or you remove entirely this island. Okay. So even if I go back and choose a different model, once this person is done moving along this area, then there is no way you can what? You can be able to turn. Otherwise, we'll be colliding this area. Or you can widen this other side. Okay? So for that case, I'm going to delete this swift path. Then the other thing that you can do, perhaps I can demonstrate with a different car. So I'm going to come to my library, maybe type in SUVs. Can you actually see SUVs? Okay, we have a small SUV. Then I'm going to make this SUV my default car of reference. Then I'm going to click OK. So when I come to my auto drive, and now this is how small my SUV is. Come and put it here in the middle. Then I'm going to orient it somewhere around here. Now as I'm done, I'm going to proceed, and it's going to come along this area. Then it is taking its turn. Sorry. So for example, for this small truck, so this small SUV, this is the behavior, okay? So you find that actually it's overlapping our island, in this case for it to have a comfortable maneuver for the corner. So since it's overlapping, then you are going to be able to chamfer our polyline in a way that respects this this curve. Okay. So what we are going to do for this one, it's okay. We can have a very small curve radius, but for this area, we can have to chamfer. So what we are going to do, we are going to chamfer this area with different radius. So I'm going to come back here to my home. Then I'm going to come here to this icon here, and I'll fillet. You drop down, there are other options like chamfer, we have bend curve. You're going to use the option of fillet. Filleting is when you two lines meeting together, you can be able to create a curve. So I'm going to use fillet. I want to create a curve between this line and this line, okay? Join them using a curve. So I'm going to click on one of them. Then I'm going to type in R, or if you can sit down here, there is an option of radius, so you can just click on that. Then you type in the radius of interest. We can start with 5 meters, enter. Then as you can see, once I click on the other side, to show me how the curve is going to behave, okay? So since the curve is too big, I'm going to reduce the radius. So I'm going to come back here, click on radius, type in this maybe around 2, enter. Sorry, I think I'm having maybe behaving as properly here. So let me use a different radius. Let me use 0.25, enter. Yeah. Sorry, I think I'm having problems in my polyline. So let me start filleting from this side. Okay, I think from this side to this side will work. So let me, now for this area, 0.25, but let me keep increasing it. So let's increase it to 2, enter. So as you can see, 2 can respect this curve, okay? So I can use 2. Have we agreed to use 2? 2.5, okay. I'm going to type in radius. You can either click here or you just type in R for radius, enter. Then increase it to 2.5, enter. Then come and look at this. This is better? Yes. Then the rest of them I'm going to chamfer, but I'm going to fillet, sorry, but without a very big radius. So I'm going to come here again. Come click on this one. If I'm to use the one that is default, which is 2, so it will be a conflict. So I'm going to reduce the radius to 0.25 like I had said, 0.25, enter. As I click that, as you can see, I'm able to select. Then I'm going to do that again on this other side. Click on an area, come here, then you have that. Okay? Then I'm going to do the same for here. Come to fillet. Click here, 0.25, that is okay. And here, click here, 0.25, you can use that. Is here, from here up to here, 0.25, okay? So we have our islands chamfered properly, okay? Now it's easier now for us to just remove this swift path and have a clean alignment. Are we good to go? Now we can also, I know I didn't go through, and not everyone has vehicle tracking per se, but now we can adjust our polyline according to the radius that I've used, okay? So let's try to adjust our things so that we can move on. Questions? Yes.
Just something small, back on the vehicle tracking,
Yes.
where you set the default car to use.
Mm.
Yeah, just that. Maybe you can-
How to do it?
Please.
Okay. So going to click on vehicle tracking, you come to the library. It's okay. I think for him he has. Yes. So you come to the library. Uh, So for example, you can look at maybe aircraft. You have Airbus. So for example, if you are designing a runway, sorry, no. Let me go back to my, sorry, this is the Airbus you've chosen, sorry, it's Airbus. For example, this. Let's just bring the option of make default, but this is where you click from. You make the default. Yeah. Mine is still not highlighted, I don't know why. But once you have it, or you just double click, to be able to bring you the car that you are interested in. But once you make one of the cars default, or one of the motor vehicles default, then every time you click on the auto drive, automatically that will be coming in. See. So, any questions besides parts of vehicle tracking? Hello? I hope everyone has now the cars, right? You can move on. So the next part is going to be making corridors. So we're going to be making corridors, and you know what it takes to make corridors. There's creating profiles, then there's creating assemblies. Right? Now, I'm going to, instead of making assemblies from scratch like we did yesterday, which was a very, very long thing, very long session, we are going to just use the basic assemblies that we have for us to create the corridors. So first things first, we have about 4 alignments to create 4 profiles, okay? Remember, for you to create a corridor, you need an alignment, you need a profile, then you need an assembly and a target surface. Okay? So we are going to be making corridors for all these 1, 2, 3, and then 4. The major alignments. First, leave alone the offset alignments, okay? So what we are going to do, sorry, I think, okay. We are going to first make an profile for this one, right? So let's make profiles. We know the process, right? So come to profile, create surface profile. I'm going to come and choose the element of interest, the EG surface, then add. I think we already have a profile for this one, I believe. It's already there. It's on the other side of the object that can be able to display. Then if you have it, then you move on to this one. So I'm going to click on the surface profile. I'm going to choose the alignment of interest, this one. Then I have my surface, which is by default. Then I'm going to add, draw in profile view. I'm going to call this, the profile name is going to be minor EG, minor existing ground. Okay? Then click next, 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 next. Everything can remain the same. The bands, you can choose a certain band that's maybe chainage. Next. Then create profile. Choose someone to create this profile. Then you have something like that, okay? So here there are already some styles that by default, these are provided by these styles are provided by the UK kit. Remember, our styles didn't have, if I'm to go back, our styles were quite a bit different, so these were provided by UK kit. So for those that have opened the UK kit, you can use a different style, which is maybe 5% exaggeration. And click OK. So this is the one that you're going to be using, okay? But remember, this is an existing profile. You have to make the design profile. direction of alignment. So from here, the direction is coming from, you are coming from here and approaching to the major alignment here. So that means that you are going to be drawing from this side, going this other side, okay? So let's do that. For this one, I'm going to highlight this profile, come to profile question 2. Then you're going to have a design profile for minor. I'm going to call this minor design. And click OK. On what? On creating a profile?
Yes.
Design profile. Okay. When you're creating a design profile, remember this is not working like the other ones we created. Okay? Because now those tiles were part of the other old drawing, not this new one. Okay? So we don't have those tiles right here. There is another method where you can import in styles, but that may take a longer time. So I'm going to go with this, but we know how to design or to make our adjustments on the profile view. So I'm going to highlight this. Come to profile. Sorry. I'm going to highlight this. Maybe you can make adjustments on this one too. Let me go to my view profile. I'm going to add the bottom axis. Make sure it's there. Then I'm going to add the vertical grids. Vertical for both minor and major. Apply. Then let me come to my horizontal. I need to know. I'm going to reduce this to 20. Okay, this, let me reduce it to 5. Then this one can be at 1. Apply. So let me make this one a little bit, the minor one a little bit darker. So this one just resembles just like the one we had initially. So I'm going to now make just the design. Let me actually also make. So I'm making these adjustments. My assumption is that everyone can make these adjustments, okay? So I'm going to display the right axis also to the top. So right, yeah, right. So now we are going to draw. We are going to make our alignment. You come to this icon. Have you seen it? This icon for creating a design profile. Okay? So I'm going to highlight it. Then we are going to call this alignment. We are going to call this profile design minor design profile. Minor design profile. Okay? I'm going to click here. Then I'm going to come to. I'm going to draw with curves. I'm going to start at this point. I'm going to make sure it's just as almost as curved. Then click enter. So you are going to have something like that. Okay? This is going to be my design.
Choose the curve.
Sorry?
Choose what? Curves.
Yeah, this with curves. So you can draw it straight, then you can fill it the curves afterwards. But now you know how to deal with alignments, right? Okay. So once I'm done with that, now that is for this other one. So I need to create also for this other one equally. So this other one, I'm going to come to profile, surface profile, come and choose the alignment of interest, which is this. The EG remains the same, add, draw in profile view. I'm going to leave the rest by default. Maybe I can come and choose this, become my connected. connected profile, e.g. this one is on the left, it's on the right. I think from the other side will be on the right. And we call it left in this case. Next. Let me just create an alignment and put it here. So I have something like this. The other thing is that we have bands showing up. I'm going to do these bands. Okay. So I have something like that. This is for the connected alignment of this side. Okay. So now I'm going to draw a design alignment for it. Highlight. Then come to alignment question tools. Click enter. Then I'm going to draw with curves. Come to its beginning on this area. Let's start drawing. A bit of curves. Okay, somewhere here. Enter. So I can adjust my curves. Guys, away over there. I'm going to be creating my last profile. Come here, surface profile. Then I'm going to choose the alignment of interest, add, and drawing profile view. I'm going to call this connected alignment profile. Connected profile. This is e.g. on the right. Next. Then I'm not going to allow for band sets, so let me just put on the chain edge, draw profile view, come and place it here. So I have so far three profiles. The first one is for the middle alignment, the second one is for the alignment on the left, the third one is for alignment on the right. I'm also going to make a design for this one. So I'm going to highlight, come to profile, going to name this as connected profile design. This is on the right. Click enter, then select with curves. Press it here and start drawing with your curves. So right here, enter, adjust at this end. Guys, are we good to go? So once I'm done with that, I'm going to create maybe I should wait for you a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's hurry up. Engineers, are we good? Do you all have the profile design? Okay. Anyone stuck somewhere? Remember, we're creating an existing profile and a design profile at the same time, okay?
What's the name of those lines when you're trying to switch on? What is that?
Those are vertical grids.
What's that? Oh, great.
You have minor and major. Anyone who's stuck, I can come and help. Anyone stuck?
When you're choosing success and success. What does it say? These are the ones that choose like that, just like that. Properties and that is Which one is
Are we okay? For those that are done, please let's go and pick some breakfast. Let's break off. For those that are done, for those that are not still done yet, you keep on. Then you can pick your breakfast after that. Okay? So let's break off.
Online jobs.
Whatever work to good.
Just like she work on the care of my job. Get a online design job.
the frequency of those?